as you know, guys, on the M1A2 SEPV2, we now have the option to remove the TUSK upgrade. So is it worth to actually get it removed or not use it at all afterwards? Just ignore it, basically, the modification, or is it worth to actually stick with it? So the main thing here, guys, is that obviously it changes two things, the protection and the weight. So as you can see here, it adds a 3,000 kilogram empty to the empty mass of the tank weight, which is pretty significant, right? But also, it helps a lot with penetration, right? So first of all, with protection, basically, right? So first of all, let's try to see what is the difference in the protection if you do use it or you don't use it, okay? And then afterwards, we're gonna see the actual performance difference. So we're gonna go here to the protection analysis, and we're gonna bring something very big, like at first, and then afterwards we will, of course, check it out some other things. By the way, obviously, this is the protection that it has normally, 185 for chemical, not the ARA2, right? It's not for kinetic rounds. It does help a little bit with kinetic, but no, it's not gonna do anything. So the major change is against heat and stuff like that, right? So we're gonna check it out against the major heat that the Russians use, the BK-18 at first. So does it actually protect a lot? Well, yes, it does. So it makes sure that you cannot die in some places due to the ARAT, the ARAT protection over here. Does it help against the OF-26, which is an HE shell? Well, obviously, yes as well, right? Unless the target, shoots directly here, of course, weak spots, but at the end of the day, it does help. So overall, it will stop any type of very advanced, heat rounds here, and even maybe, let's see, maybe even ATGMs. In this case, I don't think it will because it's a tunding charge, specifically, right? But if it was, for example, let me try to bring something that it's not tunding, an older missile over here. Obviously, you will not see these, but an older missile such as, let's see, I don't remember, is this? No. So, for example, the BMP-2 ATGM, right? It will not penetrate. So, it will protect you against any type of heat shells, HE shells, ATGMs that are not tunding from the side. So, there is a protection factor that it is very important here. For example, if we remove these, so let's just, modifications, let's remove the TUSK. And then, it's still with these, mounting parts of the TUSK. I hope they, remove that. It will change a little bit of the penetration, but still, as you're gonna see, for example, with we're gonna remain with the same ammo over here to just be a little bit more, less, has less variables, right? You will see that obviously it penetrates very, very easily. Okay, very, very easily. If you fire with the HE over here, still can take the punch because of the track, but even down here, it can penetrate and kill the tank. Okay, so against heat, against everything here, obviously, ATGMs, it was already killing before, right? Because this is a tunding, of course. But even the older ones, like, for example, the, where is it? BMP-2 that I was showing before, it will also penetrate. So you can see that the protection is pretty good. It really is pretty good. Because from time to time, you will get sniped from the side from a heat round. Especially, guys, if you take a look here, the T90, for example, has the first round, is, of course, the BM-42, but you can also, from the get-go, already fire the BK-18. And there are some tanks. Let me see if these ones get it. No, you already get it from the stock. But there are some tanks in the lower ranks that the first round is a heat round. So you see stock people playing with secondary tanks and stuff that you might actually get killed by them sometimes depending on situation like this. So for example, T72B3 over here, the first round is the BK18, right? Yeah, a lot of people will have these rounds is what I mean, right? But what about the advantages of removing it? Well, the advantages are that you are going to be faster and lighter. So let's see what is the actual difference in a test drive over here. So first of all, we're gonna do two tests over here. We're gonna do on the road over here. We're gonna go up here with the ABRAMS, with the TUSK upgrade, and we're gonna just try to not turn. We're gonna align itself right here, and we're gonna go forward and see two things. Okay, we're gonna see the acceleration and the max speed that we can reach in certain positions. So we're gonna try to get to the let's see, I'm gonna try to find a position where I can aim at the max speed there, probably when I ran out of road, and then at a certain speed I will measure the speeds that we are doing. So we're gonna use the automatic acceleration over here, and we're gonna just time it, right? So we're gonna start max speed. We're gonna see at let's see at 50 kilometers per hour. 10 seconds more or less. And let's see the max speed that we can reach here. A little bit of ground on the side there. And let's see when we ran out of road, how much speed. I mean, I managed 68 kilometers per hour. That's the max speed. Okay? So let's try without it to see if we can actually see something else. It was around 10.2 seconds to 0 to 40, right? And now we're gonna test without the TUSK, okay? So to see if we can actually see any noticeable difference. So we're gonna line up again the same way that I did before, a little bit to the right over here. A little bit more, maybe a little bit more. There we go. And we're gonna time it and see the max speed, okay? So I'm gonna be timing here with my own things, and I will let you know the conclusions, but yeah, that was pretty fast actually. So let's see the max speed. That was incredibly fast. 68 still. So the max speed is the same, right? Now let's take a look on the results. So the results are very interesting, guys. So basically we had from 0 to 40 kilometers per hour a 0.15 second decrease without the weight, and also with the 0 to 50 basically a 0.6 point something decrease in the timing. So you do have like a 5% increase in acceleration, but the max speed itself is the same. The last thing that I wanted to test here is that what if we actually remove everything, right? Even the mine protection, because mine protection will help you against certain things, like for example, you know, basically, especially HE shells below the tank, right? And even, I think, let me check. Yeah, we have this plate here, right? Which is 40 degree, like 40 millimeters, which becomes, let me see. Oh my God, I'm clicking everything wrong today. But if we remove it, it removes that one, see? So basically you have kind of a weak spot down here. But to be honest, everything that shoots down here will kill you anyway. So it kind of doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm gonna do one more test without the mine protection to see if maybe if you remove everything, then it makes it up to be a big difference, right? But for now, it's a small difference. So here we go. We're gonna test out some of the stuff here. First of all, the 0 to 40 and the max speed. So we are already doing that. And let's see. Come on, 68 probably. It's probably a gear thing, yeah. So the max speed remains the same. But I already see an increase in the acceleration that it's kind of significant for a 0 to 40, but not really. Let me test to the 50 and we do the final conclusions. So it was around 0.1 quicker, less than that, and 0.2 seconds quicker as well on the 0 to 50, same max speed. So at the end of the day, this is the lightest that the tank can be. I gotta be honest, guys, it doesn't change much, okay? So the acceleration is better, especially if you remove both of them, okay? But at the end of the day, it is a 5% increase, maybe 4, 3%, maybe even, depending on situation. So in acceleration, so it basically is accelerating like 3 or to 5% in less time, which is, it is significant. It is there. But I gotta be honest with you guys. I would probably still use the Tusk. It is still worth to actually use it because the amount of times that you will see heat shells, low caliber shells, stuff like that, not penetrating you from the side because you are using the ARA2, it's just worth it. So yeah, the tank is uglier in my opinion. I prefer without it. And it is faster. But at the end of the day, it is not a particular strategy that I would use. Okay, in some tanks, it might be worth it because they already don't have too much, power. So, for example, maybe this one doesn't have it. Sorry. Let's see. These ones they don't have it, but there is challengers. Yeah, it's just these ones then. The 2F over here. I mean, it gives you what? Let's see, 1,000 kilograms. Yeah, it doesn't like change too much, but it helps a little bit because the tank has a way worse. It's already 70 tons, right? And it has a way worse, power to weight ratio, right? So at the end of the day, maybe for something like this, it is worth it because every tiny bit helps because the tank suffers, right? But in something like this, man, honestly, I would still use the Tusk. I think it is worth it. You have basically invulnerability for the first shot against any type of normal hit rounds, any type of older ATGMs that don't have tunding, and 90% of the HE shells will not kill you from the side because of these protections. So it's kind of a big protection upgrade if you really look into it. And we are not even talking about infantry with RPGs. We're talking just about you having the worst day ever when a side shot heat shell is coming, right? So, of course, he will not, save you from APFSDS. He will not save you from Thundering Heat ATGMs, right? General perspective, it is not that many rounds that it can defend against, but it is a substantial amount. So, this substantial amount, I think, in my opinion, it is worth to actually keep the protection instead of gaining 3 to 5% more acceleration, which is probably overestimating here with my tests even. So, yeah, this is my opinion, of course. Let me know in the comments yours. I know some of you will like to not use it just because it looks slicker, but war is not made, vehicles in war, they're not made to be beautiful, right? They are made to do a job. And, yeah, this is doing a job. It looks like a house roof tile pattern, but it protects you a lot. So, yeah, it is worth it. I mean, I just wish it was... What is the one they use? Yeah, this one. I just wish it looked a little bit more like this. Because then it looks a little bit better, but it doesn't matter. I would still use it. The protection is worth it, okay? So, see you guys at the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and bye, guys. See ya.